Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is Bill Olson, our trading anchor, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. Let's get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are climbing higher this morning, with S&P futures up 0.15%, Dow futures up 0.16%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.11%. Global stocks have reached all-time highs today, and U.S. futures are steady as record growth figures from China highlighted the strength of the recovery. Treasuries have held on to gains from Thursday, and traders are suggesting foreign buying and geopolitical risks may have contributed to the advance. Yesterday's retail sales and weekly jobless claims data signaled an accelerating recovery to the U.S.'s economy. Further confirmation will be expected as reporting season picks up next week, with around 80 S&P members announcing. Elsewhere in markets, copper remained on course for its best week in 2 months, and Bitcoin slipped. Over in Europe, the Stock 600 index was poised for a 7th week of advances, which is the longest streak since May 2018, boosting in cyclicals like car makers and banks. Over in Asia, Chinese shares outperformed after a report showed the nation's economy soared in the first quarter. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
I've been watching the S&Ps all morning. They've been flat to higher all morning, and now you're really seeing to start to take that next step, that next leg higher. So it's a big positive. This economic data out of China showing the Chinese economy growing at 18.3% in the first quarter. That's kind of big news. Europe came out with retail sales figures, of 34.2% year over year. So that was a big number. And you see the automobile sector in Europe, those stocks are running today. This Pfizer news that the CEO is saying that the COVID-19, a booster shot is going to be likely needed. And then, yearly shots for COVID-19 vaccines. That's positive for that stock in the COVID industry, because it really is an industry now. A lot of good earnings reports that came out this morning and last night. So, yeah, I'm positive today.
Well, let's go ahead and move into earnings to watch today. Bill, what are we seeing as far as earnings go?
JBHT, that's JB Hunt, John Boy, Henry Tom. They delivered an EPS beat of 19 cents on higher revenue. We've been talking about this one for a couple days now. Same thing with Alcoa. We've been hot on Alcoa. That's ticker AA, Alpha. They delivered a 33-cent beat on higher revenue. PPG, that's Paul Grace, it's PPG Industries. They delivered a 32-cent beat on higher revenue. Lakeland Industries, that's ticker LAKE, Lake. They delivered a 33-cent beat on higher revenue. PNC Financial, that's ticker Paul, Nancy, Charlie. They delivered a beat of $1.35. And they did it on higher revenue. Bank of New York, ticker BK, they delivered a 10-cent beat on higher revenue. And Morgan Stanley, ticker MS, they delivered a 49-cent beat on higher revenue.
Any insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
There's none really today, but next week, looking ahead to next week, we have Coca-Cola, that's ticker KO. They're priced for a 3.2% move when they release earnings. IBM is priced for a 5.28% move when they released on Monday. Steel Dynamics, that's ticker STLD. Sam, Tom, Larry, David, they're priced for a 10% move when they release next week. And UAL, they're priced for a 6.5% move. Now, UAL said last week in a filing that it expects to report revenue of around $3.2 billion. That's a 66% decrease from the same quarter in 2019. They said that they would be at the favorable end of a previous guidance, which was really bad, that previous guidance. One interesting to note is ticker PAYC, Paul, Apple, Yellow, Charlie. Citibank just opened a 30-day catalyst watch on Paycom. Their earnings come out May 4th, so you got to keep an eye on shares of PAYC.
Well, moving into economic reports, Bill, what are we seeing as far as reports today?
8:30, we got the housing starts. 8:30 a.m. At 10 a.m., we got consumer sentiment. At 1 p.m., we're going to have the Baker Hughes rig count figures. This is going to be interesting because with oil prices elevating, that the oil rigs that number should be increasing as well, and that will solidify oil's move higher. In Fed speak, I see that Robert Kaplan from the Dallas Fed is speaking twice today. He's got a speech planned for 10:45 a.m. and then another one planned for 12:30 p.m. today.
Moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with one on Johnson & Johnson, ticker J&J. A rumor came in this morning that Johnson & Johnson asked rival COVID-19 vaccine makers to jointly explore blood clot risks. Both Pfizer and Moderna declined, and J&J share price is actually up 0.04% in pre-market so far today. News on DraftKings, ticker DKNG. The company was just announced by the NFL yesterday to be, along with Caesars and FanDuel, the first official betting partner of the league. So DraftKings share price is up 4.75% in pre-market. Other news, Grab Holdings, currently in a merger agreement with Altimeter Growth Capital, its ticker AGC, is now rumored to be considering a secondary listing in Singapore. News on Apple, ticker AAPL. Apple might not be making an iPhone mini next year, according to analysts, following numerous research reports that show Apple is experiencing weak demand for minis, and expectations now shifts to the possibility that 2022 iPhones will arrive in 4 different models with significantly improved cameras, but the mini model will be scrapped. So Apple's share price is up 0.13% in pre-market. In other news, Australia finds that Google has misled users over data collection, referring to a misrepresented use of sharing location history from Android users from January 2017 to December 2018. Google share price is up 0.05% in pre-market. News on Carnival Cruises, ticker CCL. Carnival has announced that its AIDA cruises will be offering sailings in Greece from May to October. Carnival share price is up 0.48% in pre-market. In other news, Thayer Ventures, ticker TVAC, is in talks to merge with luxury travel startup Inspirato in a potential deal valued over $1 billion. Thayer's share price is up 0.6% in pre-market. Lastly, for me, one on AstraZeneca, ticker AZN. The company reported that the U.S. Federal Trade Commission has approved the proposed acquisition of Alexion Pharmaceuticals, ticker ALXN. Alexion share price is up 4.69% in pre-market. But what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
Shane, I break my news alerts down into specific segments and specific events. That way my research is done very quickly. I know what I need to know, and I can act on it very quickly. Amazon, I see that, New Zealand said that it has agreed to give Amazon extra rebates on its expenses because they're filming a Lord of the Rings TV series in the country, and they're hoping to reap, multi-year economic tourism benefits off of this, film production, off of this TV production. So it's good news for Amazon. They're going to be getting, additional tax credits for filming this TV show and its location in New Zealand. My Dow Jones 30 alert went off on Disney. UBS is decreasing the estimate number of Disney Plus subscribers to 11 million from 17.7 million. I'm looking at the stock. It has been, it is up a little bit today. It's at the 186 level. I'm getting close to being a buyer of Disney. I think that there's some momentum that's possible here. Walmart, ticker WMT, they're said to be invested in the GM-backed self-driving company Cruise. It's interesting to see what's going to happen there. My option notes, Oracle, ticker ORCL, their 30-day implied option volatility is at 22. Compare that to the 52-week range. And you realize that Oracle is, it's really trading at a low volatility rate right now. Same thing with Microsoft. Their option implied volatility is at 24, and their 52-week range is 23 to 49, which is, very similar to Oracle's. My FDA news went off on Lilly, ticker LLY, Larry Yellow. They're seeking a revocation of their EMU, their emergency use authorization, that was granted to them by U.S. regulators for its COVID-19 treatment. Apparently, they have a new combination of a COVID-19 treatment with another drug that they feel is more beneficial, and they're going to be pushing for an authorization on that stock. You look at shares of Lilly, and they are traded. They're trading, a little higher today, up by 0.69%. Yeah, I could see that moving even higher today. My guidance went off on ticker INFY. That's Info Systems, inside Nancy Frank Yellow. Their guidance they're guiding for a 12 to 14% revenue growth this year. And apparently, one analyst is saying that looks really conservative considering its 57% jump in deal wins over the past 4 quarters and a growing pipeline of sales, that they have picked up lately. So, keep an eye on shares of INFY. PPG Industries, that's Paul Grace, PPG. They're projecting second quarter adjusted earnings to be between $2.15 to $2.20 per share. That's ahead of the current estimates of $2.03. That's why you're seeing PPG trading, significantly higher. It's up 4% this morning. In terms of events for today, we've got General Motors, ticker GM. They're scheduled for a business news update at 10 a.m. Rackspace, that's ticker RXT, Richard X-Ray Tom. They're scheduled to have a business news update at 11 a.m. DMY Technologies, that's DMYD, David Michael Yellow David. They're hosting a shareholders meeting today starting at 10 a.m. And Tilray, ticker TLRY. They're hosting a shareholders meeting today at 11 a.m.
Moving into our Trade Talk picks for today, I'm picking one I spoke about earlier, DraftKings, ticker DKNG, after the announcement that it made with the NFL to be the first official betting partner of the league. That's a pretty big deal. That's hot news for them. They're already seeing a lot of appreciation this morning, up 4.75% in pre-market. I'd like to see that drop a little bit. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I imagine if it will, it might be within the first hour or so of the market. So it's one I'm watching. I definitely want to get in. I think expect to see a little bit more rise in this one. What's your pick looking like, Bill?
Steel Dynamics, STLD, Sam, Tom, Larry, David. Earnings are out Monday afternoon. Option volumes are positive with a call put ratio of 3.68. I see the Goldman initiated coverage with a buy rating and a $57 price target recently. You look at that Alcoa report that came out where they're talking about in the increasing demand for raw materials. This is right in the sweet spot for Steel Dynamics. You got the tariffs issues that are still in effect over Chinese steel. So that's beneficial for Steel Dynamics. And on March 17th, this is the key. The company came out and said, first quarter 2021 profitability from the company's steel operations is expected to be significantly higher than the sequential fourth quarter results. Steel Dynamics on March 17th, they said first quarter EPS estimates are now 194 to 198, and the old consensus estimate was $1.93. So that's a big move higher. So watch for Steel Dynamics to start trading higher into that Monday afternoon release of their earnings.
Well, moving into what's hot off the press, this is the news that's hitting the tape as we speak that will be moving the stocks today. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, Bill, seeing our newswire alerts moving in, which are the ones we should be letting traders know about?
Morgan Stanley, ticker MS, the Archaeus related loss appears to be at $911 million. I also saw BNTX, Boy, Nancy, Tom, X-Ray. China's planning to approve biotech's BNTX's COVID-19 vaccine before July.
PepsiCo, ticker PEP. PepsiCo Foods Canada made a pact with Maple Leaf Foods. They're basically becoming a distributor for Schneider's premium meat sticks. AMC, ticker AMC. The CEO has pledged not to use any of the 500 million shares issuance in 2021.
Kansas City Southern, that's ticker KSU. They just confirmed their 2021 outlooks after their earnings results.
Headline on State Street, ticker STT. They've entered into a deal with Invesco. Here's a headline that came in about buying Novavax because it could be about to score with its COVID-19 vaccine. This is something analysts are talking about. Novavax ticker is NVAX.
SCRM is beginning to enrich uranium at 60%. During these talks, cruise lines, cruise line CEOs are meeting with the White House. COVID team is said to have gone well.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing.
Same here. So that's going to do it for what's hot off the press. But traders, keep in mind you can receive the same breaking stories we do simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. It will definitely up your trading game. Moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Thursday. I had State Street, ticker STT. It opened at $86.81 and went as high as $87.04 by just after noon. There were some gains. It was small, but there were some gains to be made, especially if you happen to catch that one of the dips that the stocks took in the morning. There was about 1% that could be made if you happen to catch that. Otherwise, at least 0.5% if you'd got it in the open. So it did okay. How'd yours end up doing, Bill?
I did McDonald's. It was a winner. Stock opened up, at 229.81. He had a slight move a little lower. Hey, that's the coupon right there. You grab it if it's opening up lower. And then soon that updraft just took over and the stock ran to a high of 231.36. And it finished right near the high of the day at 231.28 for $1.47 gain. So yeah, that was a winner.
Nice. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.